Hey, welcome back to How to Barbecue Right. I'm Malcolm Reed. The Jack Daniel's World Championship's always in late October, so I gotta pay a little homage this time of year. I'm gonna show you how I do a Jack Daniel's sirloin. I've got a thick sirloin steak that I've had in a marinade for about 4 hours. We're gonna get it on a hot grill, hit it with the Jack Daniel's Glaze that I'm gonna show you how to make, and we're gonna serve it with the loaded baked potato. You're gonna like this one. Let's get to cooking. So I'm starting with the 1.5 pound sirloin steak. I went to my local Kroger and asked the butcher to go in the back and cut this one for me. It's got enough thickness and size to really feed 2 people. So the first thing I did was get it in some marinade, and it needed about 4 hours. I had pineapple juice, Worcestershire sauce, soy sauce, some fresh garlic and ginger. All makes a great marinade for the sirloin, and it soaked for about 4 hours. I'm taking it out of the marinade and just gonna put it on a pan and just let it air dry a little bit. I'm not worried if some of the ginger or the garlic still stuck to the outside. That's gonna be flavor, but you can see the marinade really worked on this sirloin. It's got a beautiful color now, and I don't wanna lose that on the grill. I want it to keep that darkness to it. That's what's gonna make it special, but I am gonna season it with just a little bit of kosher salt. We're just gonna put a sprinkle on both sides. You don't have to give it a whole lot. It's got a ton of flavor from the marinade and the fresh ingredients. We're just gonna let it come up to temperature while our grill gets ready. So for this cook, we just need a hot fire. So I'm firing up my PK 360. I've got some Royal Oak briquettes going in a chimney. Got a couple fire starters, get those coals good and hot. When they're ashed over, that's when we wanna put them on the fire grate in the PK, just spread them out into an even layer. And then we're gonna put our grate in place. I'm also gonna be using a set of grill grates to get some really great sear on this sirloin. We're gonna close the lid. Make sure the vents are wide open, 100% exhaust and intake. We're gonna let that grill breathe. It'll be ready in about 10 more minutes. Those grates will be hot, we'll be ready to cook. So while these coals are getting hot, let's go inside and make this Jack Daniel's Glaze that we're gonna brush over these sirloins at the very end. I'm starting with some brown sugar and pineapple preserves, got a little Killer Hogs vinegar sauce, some pineapple juice, and you gotta have a healthy shot of that Jack Daniel's Tennessee whiskey. We're just gonna heat the whole thing up till it's good and bubbly, and then reduce it down to where it's a syrup-like consistency. All right, the PK is good and hot. Those grates are ready for this sirloin steak, so we're going right on them. We're just gonna put it right on, kind of at an angle a little bit. Make sure it's got good surface contact. And this is a thick sirloin. You can see it's at least an inch, maybe a little more. At a 1.5 pounds, it's probably gonna take about 12 minutes total. So we're just gonna keep the lid closed on the grill. We'll let it go about 3 minutes. Then we're gonna twist it, and then we'll flip it, do the same thing on the back side. We ought to be right where we wanted it, trying to go for medium rare today. All right, it's been 3 minutes. So we're gonna go ahead, give it a little twist to our sirloin. Make sure it's ready. Move it to a new spot on the grill. Give it a little press down. It's looking good so far. We're gonna get our timer set for another 3 minutes. All right, at the 6-minute mark, it's time to flip this sirloin over. And check that out. That's a thing of beauty right there. It's looking great. We still have 6 more minutes to go though. It's feeling good, still really soft. About halfway there. All right, we're gonna put that final twist on this sirloin. It'll be time to glaze it in about 2.5, 3 minutes. It's feeling good now, almost to rare. All right, we've got about 1.5 minutes to go. And I'm gonna go ahead and start working this Jack Daniel's Glaze that I made. And it makes it sweet with a little heat. I put a pinch of red peppers in there. It's gonna make a really nice sauce on top of this sirloin. Get the lid closed. We're gonna finish this sirloin up, take it off when it gets to about 124, 125 internal. All right, we ought to be about there on time, but I always wanna verify it when I'm cooking steak. So I've got a Thermopin. I'm just looking for, 123, 124, there it is. 123, 124, 124, we're good. It's time to get this Jack Daniel's sirloin off the grill. And just look how good that glaze looks, cooked down on it. You see the sesame seeds, got beautiful grill marks. You know it's gonna be awesome. Let's get it over to the cutting board, show you how we're gonna finish it up. All right, 5 minutes is about all I can take. I've just had it on a tray here resting for a few minutes. You can see some juices have come out. I'm not gonna let those go to waste. What I am gonna do is move it over to the cutting board. I'm gonna hold these juices to the side and show you how we're gonna serve this. I did a couple baked potatoes and I did them on the grill. I fired up my Memphis pellet grill, brushed the outside with a little olive oil and seasoned them real simple. Salt, parsley, and black pepper. That is it on the outside. They went about 2 hours on the pellet grill at 325 and it's perfect for baked potatoes. So I'm gonna go ahead and top one of these dudes. I'm just gonna cut the full, kind of mash it up steakhouse style, and I'm gonna have to pull some of that full back where you can see that outside, because you know that I'm gonna be eating that delicious skin. And we're gonna take this potato and we're doing it loaded style. I've got some shredded cheddar, I've got some butter, I've got some sour cream, I've got some bacon that's going on it, and then I've got some green onion. Well, I can't take it anymore. I've got to cut this sirloin up. So I'm just gonna grab a knife and we're gonna start cutting it. Now to serve this for dinner, you can bring it to the table already sliced up, have both of your potatoes loaded up, and you're ready to sit down and enjoy your meal. I always reserve a little bit of the glaze just for dipping on the side, and that is a beautiful looking sirloin. I'm just gonna drizzle this pan sauce right back over the top. Give it something to sop up while it's sitting here on the board. Real quick, before I try a piece, let's wrap up what we did. Now I started with the 1.5 pound thick cut sirloin steak. I got it in the marinade. It had the Worcestershire, soy sauce, pineapple juice, ginger, garlic, all those fresh flavors. Let it go about 4 hours in the marinade. Then we took it out, heated the PK up, screaming hot, and we seared this steak with just a little bit of kosher salt sprinkled over the top. About 6 minutes on each side, and then we brushed it with that Jack Daniel's glaze, the pineapple preserve, the brown sugar, a little bit of vinegar sauce, good healthy shot of Jack Daniel's whiskey to give us those caramel notes. Tastes fantastic on the outside of this beef. And I'm gonna give it a shot. Let me find a piece that I want right here. That looks perfect. I'll get my steak knife out. A little extra sauce to dip it in. Almost melts in your mouth. That's delicious. The sauce goes great with it. I'm normally not a sweet guy on beef, but when you do a Jack Daniel's sauce like this, it's really great. You could use it on steaks, you could use it on chicken, you could use it on pork. It's fantastic on a lot of meat. You got to try it on a sirloin. I don't know if that's enough for two. I might have to eat that whole thing. Now, what about the baked potato? I know it's just garnish, but I'm gonna have to get in here and get a bite of that goodness. Steak and potato. It doesn't get much better than that. That's awesome. Hey, thanks for checking us out here today at How to Barbecue Right. If you like what we're doing, subscribe to our channel. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and at the end of the week, Shell and I wrap up the whole thing with a podcast. You can check that out too. We'll see y'all next time.